So to get things started, Jay, I'll hand it off to you. Let's talk about the updates that we made to our enterprise platform that the customers are going to be able to experience now.
Hi everyone. So yeah, let's jump into it. So we started doing enterprise, I think a couple of years back when we were transitioning from a project-based structure to more of how we can cater to entire enterprises like portfolio projects from a general contractor. I think we got a lot of customer feedback at the time, and we were also trying to identify like what we as a company like Quant can differentiate from other people and how do they do enterprise versus how we can handle enterprise. One of the idea when we did enterprise was, and that is still critical to how we have planned the enterprise feature is that one worker needs one badge to access multiple of your job sites. They can carry the credentials, they can carry their identity card, they can carry their access control system along as and when they go through multiple job sites. So that's the main idea behind what we are doing with enterprise. Let me show you some of the pieces behind what we have planned in enterprise right now.
Yeah, so you mentioned like that one badge accessing multiple job sites. I think when you have projects that are close by, obviously it helps so you don't have to re-credential or reissue badges to those individuals, but it also helps with maybe some efficiencies from pulling workers from other job sites that you might need just for a day here or there. You know that they've already been onboarded and you know that they have all the certifications needed. All you have to do is pull them over to that job site for a day. So it's almost like that centralized location. You can pick and choose, and then when they're done, disable their access moving forward.
Yeah, so you can control, like you can even disable, you can delete the credentials. Like if one of the worker requests that they want the credentials to be removed or like the entire data to be pushed, keeping in the guidelines of PII and GDPR, you can also remove their entire data set. Doesn't necessarily needs to be disabled, but the beauty is that you can actually see when did the worker go from one site to the other site to the other site, so you can keep a track of when they are working and where they are working right now. Like if I go to enterprise over here, so yeah, you will be able to see all the workers that are part of your enterprise. So like let's say in this enterprise, like let's say you have around 4,700 workers that are part of your enterprise. They can either belong to your own company. So like let's say if you're performing some of your tasks, you have a self-performed team, or you have certain subcontractors that are repeat contractors from your job sites. Like let's say for example in data centers, you might have an electrical contractor that is working on multiple of your job sites. So you can have all of their worker onboarded in your enterprise, and when they're moving from one project to other, you don't have to onboard them again. Like you will certainly require some sort of onboarding to do the site specific training, but all the work credentials and everything gets transferred along. So that's the interesting part about it. So like, let's say I will take one worker who is part of multiple projects. So like in this worker's case, if I go to the project, I can see which project they are part of, which project they are actively working on right now. And if I want to disable their access on one of the project, I can simply go here and disable it. So that was the idea behind what like we are trying to do with the enterprise. Similarly, this enterprise structure will also be replicated for your subcontractors. So rather than controlling each and individual worker, you will also be able to control subcontractors. So like, for example, I have a subcontractor called Vanguard working for me on 3 of my job sites. Their work is as per the project schedule, their work is over. I can simply disable their access on that specific project, and all their workers, every one of them will be disabled and they won't have access to the turnstiles or any of the quant data and so on. Yeah, so that's what we are looking at in terms of enterprise right now.
So when you sync workers to each individual project, their documentation and all their certifications, everything that they onboarded maybe with their parent project, that would travel with them to the individual products as well, right?
Yes, like certain documents will carry forward. Like let's say if I have a worker who is onboarded in an enterprise level and they have certain documents like OSHA 30 and so on, that will be carry forward. But if we also kept in mind that some projects and certain projects also require like very site specific documents to be there. Like they have like an airport, you have to take a 60-minute training to be how to be on an airport or something like that. That is very specific to that project. So we don't want like users to carry forward those certificates with them to the new project. Now they were working on an airport. Why do they need LaGuardia Terminal B certificate to go and work on a data center? So we are keeping that into mind. So in future, we also plan to add flags. So users can select that this document is an enterprise level document. This is a project level document only.
Yeah, I mean, in some of the customers that I've spoken with, just centralizing all that information so they can do basically like portfolio-wide audits for either safety documentation or worker certification. It's saving them so much time every single week. Just being able to do that at a high level or at the project level. It's a good indication of risk as well.
Yeah, in terms of enterprise, you also get the overlook of your entire portfolio of what you are seeing in the portfolio, like on a insights level. Like you can see how many workers, like how they're distributed across multiple of your job sites and so on. And so you can get a portfolio level overview, which how each project is performing, how much workforce is there on each of the project right now, today, last week, and so on. We are seeing different kind of use cases also in terms of portfolio level view. So like let's say we have a customer who uses portfolio level view to track COIs across all of their job sites. So they use the portfolio view to just to track like how which subcontractor on which job site have the COI expired, COI valid, umbrella insurance, and all the other different kind of insurances across multiple of the job site. So the enterprise dashboard, the idea behind the enterprise dashboard is also that it's very customizable. So we can serve to each customer's individual's need and their portfolio, like how we move from like and you can also divide your enterprise. Like you have a south, like let's say in the southern region, you have a different company. Like for example, a contractor A, they have split their companies into southern region, western region, and so on. So you can divide your enterprise. You don't necessarily need to cater to the entire country. You can divide your enterprise and cater to that specific region also.
Right. And you can roll up hours from those individual projects, that portfolio, have those reported under one
Yeah.
region. And same with like maybe safety reps on site, supervisors on site. You can kind of like compartmentalize your portfolio around the country, around the world as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So looking forward to, more of the updates that we're going to be making as far as just, customization of documentation, centralized worker onboarding as well, but gotten some great feedback from that already from our customers. So yeah, it's a great feature. I think that has a lot of promise, especially when we talk about some of the feedback we've been getting down the line on our roadmap for maybe worker specific profiles, company specific profiles, and how that's going to tie to an enterprise level as well, having those unique profiles involved.
Yeah, I think one of the ideas that we got from one of the customers was about having a worker passport kind of a thing, so that when you check a worker's credentials, you can see their passport as in you can see their documents, what they have, what access to they have, and so on. So yeah, I think that was a good feedback that we are planning to incorporate very soon in our product.